I have noticeably heard less chirpers. Have you guys noticed that, like, the more intense Israel gets and the more you see white women posting about like Rafah and shit, the less you see the fucking freaks before that would come in and chirp about J-Dams and shit? What happened? I don't think we banned all of them. They make enough fucking sock accounts.
Yeah, Jake Sullivan said recently that the United States would be watching very carefully the level of number of deaths, actually, and level of destruction.
No, I know what happened. It's because Biden stupidly said, we have a red line. Okay? If he had not said that, we wouldn't be at this position. Because Biden stupidly said there's a red line, okay, and then the ICC moved forward and the ICJ moved forward to enforce Biden's red line, even though they immediately walked it back, by the way. Most Democrats that are just Biden dick riders that will literally say whatever the Democratic Party is saying is like allowed, turned around and were like, see, he's actually doing his very best. When in fact, he could be doing his very best by enforcing red lines, but he's not. But those guys were too stupid. And because they wanted to say, I told you so, see, Biden is trying to stop this war, not ethnic cleansing, war, they all ran to celebrate Biden's decisions too quickly. And every single time things like that happen, more people get the moral courage and also the permission to say what they truly fucking feel about Israel's ethnic cleansing campaign. And that's precisely the reason why you're seeing a lot of those people basically, you know, backtrack from their prior positions. There were people, even Hamza, the what do you call it? The fucking Palestinian living in Germany, the one that wrote the Newsweek article about how shitty the college students are for protesting for Palestine. Even he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me when I said those things. I'm actually so fucking pro-Palestinian, you don't even know. So what happened? Even BRIANNA WU, nah, BRIANNA WU doesn't give a fuck. There's no way. No, BRIANNA WU's too fucking stupid. BRIANNA WU is entirely... What is this? BRIANNA WU is entirely too fucking stupid to understand when she's advocating for a lost cause. Guys, you're forgetting. She's so fucking stupid that she literally learned about Israel-Palestine after October 7. If you remember her earlier posts, like in the immediate aftermath of October, she was like, Hasan, I'm actually a fan of yours, so I don't really understand why you're saying certain things. Literally, early October, she was like, I don't really know how I feel about everything that's going on. Don't you think that it's like, don't you think what happened to Israel is like really fucked up? Nowadays, she's literally like, everything in the Bible is real, historical fact. Moses was a real individual, historical figure who parted the Red Sea. And also, from the river to the sea, Israel was all you will see. Jews are the fucking chosen sons and daughters of God. And if you don't agree with that, and that they deserve fucking Israel and maybe even Lebanon and definitely Egypt too, you're an anti-Semite. Like, she went from literally being like, hold on, let me understand this Israel stuff, I don't really know, on like October 10 to, you know, talking like Pastor John Hagee up in this bitch. BRIANNA citing the Bible. Once again, I must apologize. Yeah, this is it. I must apologize for questioning our nation's foremost expert, but if you're going to do biblical literalism, you should probably stick to whatever is actually in the Bible instead of whatever this is. The original Jewish presence in the region dates to around 2000 BCE with the 12 tribes. About 700 years later, Egypt saw them as a threat. Then it came in and enslaved them. Moses led a slave revolt based with the help of divine intervention. Ugh, dude, you're like 50 years old. You're typing based in parentheses. Like, honestly, I can't read the rest of this. That's it. I'm out. I can't do that. I can't. I literally think that these people do not deserve the fucking... Oh yeah, here. This is how this dumb fuck was talking about it on October 28th. I said it's not complicated. The Israel-Hamas war is possibly the most complex geopolitical issue that we're facing. Respectfully, I think it's wildly complicated. I said, do you agree with the HRV and Amnesty that Israel is an apartheid state? If your answer is yes, then what's complex about the morality of apartheid? Hasan, I have nothing but respect for you genuinely. Remember, October 28th. The thing that makes this more complicated for me are the October 7th terrorist attacks that targeted, slaughtered innocent civilians. Hamas's unwillingness to participate in the peace process of the entire history of the region being shaped by anti-Semitism and a relentless cycle of violence. If you look at my Twitter, I do not support the occupation. I'm not blind to where the path of war is taking us. Horror for everyone. Brianna, thank you for your kind words. However, I'm still confused. Do you agree with former Israeli ministers, Mossad members, virtually all human rights organizations, and scholars that all say Israel's an apartheid state? I think it's so loaded a term that I'm uncomfortable with that specific language, but I certainly understand the sentiment and understand why you would use it. Directionally, the situation is clearly structural humanitarian abuse of Palestinians. I think we would agree that Netanyahu's policies over the last 16 years have wildly contributed to the desperation and horror. Which, by the way, she said the apartheid was a loaded term. She's not uncomfortable with, the death and destruction that befall on the Palestinian population. She's uncomfortable with the term calling what Israel does when it's not ethnically cleansing the Palestinians on the Gaza Strip an apartheid, which it is. Absolutely not, motherfuckers. Absolutely none of you believe you had a change of heart. You cheered this on every step of the way. This is yours. Own it. I stand here for months saying, let's have peace. It's possible to have peace with Israel. And then Netanyahu and Ben-Gvir and the goons spit in my face by killing more civilians in Rafah. That's what it feels like. I agree with this. I said at the beginning that invading Rafah would be a mistake of historic proportions and would make it difficult for people to stand with Israel. None of this is going to make anyone safer. Personally, I think the beheaded infant was the strongest argument, but I think that that infant was a human being, so who can say? The strongest argument for not supporting Rafah is caring about Israeli security. Yeah, she spent every day for the past 8 months hand-wringing about progressives in the left. She lost their fucking cushy job over at, like, Progressive Victory. She made me lose respect for anyone that has ever worked with her that I had a fucking ounce of respect for, by the way, because, like, they are so goddamn blind sometimes. I will not be naming any names, but maybe familial relations. It's, like, ridiculous. Dude, what are we doing? Like, can you not fucking see how dumb this person is? Like, are you insane? Like, how? I will question anyone. At this point, I will literally question any fucking human being that looks at this dumb fuck chirping for 8 months about everything that Israel has done, trying to do the worst possible job of defending it. If you are like, that's my political operative, like, yeah, you're destined to fucking lose, okay? Straight up. She said Houthinis, man. She said Houthinis, man. And now she's out here trying to do a fucking dumbass podcast with, like, what's that guy? The weirdest freak of all time. The ugliest freak of nature. The fucking race realist guy on Hananya. Yeah, exactly. That, by the way, is Hananya actually fucking Palestinian? Because, oh my God, bro. Palestinian white supremacist race realist Israel defender. Richard Hananya. She said the kafia was the kafaya. Yeah, I know. I mean, she's just so fucking stupid. Yeah, he is. I think he is a Palestinian. Literally a white supremacist, America First dick rider who I believe is of Palestinian descent. It is so fucking crazy to me how you can be like a straight up Nazi. Richard Hananya, she's trying to convince him trans people are people by showing him young trans women he'd want to fuck. It's so fucking disgusting. Yeah, these people deserve literally how fucking awful their lives are, okay? They deserve it. They have created an environment for themselves where they are destined for the fucking, destined for the pain and suffering that they experience on a daily fucking basis, okay? There is no way that they're having a good time. There's no shot. Yeah, I mean, this is like, oh God, if you want more Hunter shavers, you should support access to puberty blockers. I've been a majority reporter subscriber one way or another since Bush. I stopped listening this year. I just can't. Her on Reddit 4 days ago. Yeah, she sucks. Hessa retweeted someone that called this evil seeking derangements. Oh, come on. That's fucked up. A Hananya classic. Let's say Jeffrey Epstein wants to have sex with a 14-year-old girl, and I will pay her $10 million. The money will go into a mutual fund that they will pay out when she's 21. The girl agrees, as do both her parents. Should this be allowed? And are you male or female? That's Richard Hananya. Seeking derangements as a trans woman, and Ben looks like Hananya if he looked handsome. I disagree with this sentiment. He's Palestinian Christian. Some of them go really hard, right, when they grow up in America. How would you know, Capri Sun Poppy? No, I'm just kidding. It is fucking nutty. I don't understand how you can be a fucking Palestinian Christian and be a white supremacist, dude. It's nuts. It's nuts. And he's pro-Israel too.